Oh, is that Koopa? Yeah, that's a good Koopa. Come on, bud. Go in here. Yeah, go on, bud. What's up, YouTube?
What's going on, guys? My name's Lucas. I know you haven't seen me before because this is going to be my first video when I upload it. But I just kind of wanted to make a video and let you guys know of my plans, because I have plans to start uploading on this channel. And YouTube is something that I have done in the past. I haven't taken it as seriously as I should have in the past, but I do plan on hopefully taking it serious now. And so just a little backstory about me. It's probably been for about 6 months now that I've been thinking about making a YouTube channel. And right now I work for a company. I work a 9-to-5 job for a company. I call it 9 to 5. It's not always 9 to 5, but it's still, I work 8-hour shifts for a company that is a grocery company. And it's not really necessary for me to tell you what company that is, but either way, I work for a grocery store and I work in a deli department. And what I do is not easy. It's definitely hard work. And, you know, I'm not trying to sound like someone who's always just bitching about their job. I know people hear that all the time. Oh, my job's so difficult. Oh, it sucks. Oh, I can't stand it. Oh, I need to find a new one. Well, I'm sort of in that position right now. Simply put, I've been working for this company that I work for about 3 years now, total. And the dog is gonna fucking do this.
Come on. You want to come out?
So, simply put, I've been working for the company that I work for now for about 3 years. And about 2.5 years in, I was kind of having problems at my last store, and I just transferred to this new store. Now, the problems I was having were that my store director at my old store was one of those people who didn't really seem to listen very much to the people that work for him. And this is not just out of my mouth. I've heard many people that work at that store say the exact same thing. They go to this guy, they say, hey, I have a problem. Do you think there's anything we can do about this? Blah, blah, blah. And he just sort of shrugs you off, doesn't really pay too much attention to you. So I was having that problem. And then he moved me out of my department that I work in and moved me on to night crew, which basically means that on night crew, what you do is you're going to be stocking shelves, but you're stocking very heavy things. I mean, you're putting like huge cases of water up on high shelves and whatnot, and it's not good on your body. It's not good for you in general, because you're going to start work at literally like 12 and then work till like 8 a.m. It's odd hours. People don't like working those shifts, and I can totally see why they don't like working those shifts. They're ridiculous shifts. So he moved me, and he didn't really give me any reasoning for it. So that was the final straw. I was like, all right, you know what? I already am having problems with this guy. Whatever. I'm going to call the union. So I did. I called the union, which, by the way, in those sorts of companies is a big step, because sometimes it makes you look bad to the people that you work with. It makes you look like, oh, what a complainer. But I was fed up, and I said, all right. I'm going to call the union, and I did. And I talked to the union, and I told them, very simply put, that I've had many discussions with my store director, and every time I talk to him, I let him know that I like what I do in the store and that I want to be in the department that I'm in. And even though I've told him that 4 or 5 separate times, he just moved me out recently, and he didn't give me any reason for it. And the guy, and you know, at first I'm like, oh yeah, I want to transfer. I don't want to go back to this store. I don't like this store. And the union guy's like, well, wait a second, hold on. What's going on? You know, tell me what's going on. And so I told him, I said, you know what? I work in the deli department, and the deli department is a high turnover rate, which means that people don't like working in this department. Usually when people get into that department, they want out because it's difficult work and it's not fun work. So I said, so even though it's a high turnover department, and I've never been scolded, I've never been reprimanded, I've never been told that what I was doing was wrong, or that I was, I had character issues or anything like that. I've never been told those things. He still moved me out of the department, even though I've told him countless times that I like that department. And I said, so it doesn't seem very fair that a store director would make a decision like that and not talk to the person about it and not give them any sort of backstory as to why it's happening. And immediately the union guy's like, yeah, you know what, you're right. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. I can see why you're frustrated, but you know what, I'll tell you what, you need to write me an email. Write me a strongly worded email and just tell me what you're going through right now. Tell me everything that's happened to you in the last 6 months. He goes, try not to go too far back because, that then it's just like, well, why didn't you bring that up then? He said, so just write me an email and then I want you to ask your store director for a store transfer form. So I did those two things and I wrote an email out for the union rep and I asked my store director for a transfer. So then I get to my new store. I like my new store for the most part because the people seem to work harder at my new store. But, just like with any job, there's always going to be people who don't really take the job as seriously as others. And as soon as I got to my new store, the manager of my department told me, hey, I'm going to be headed out. Like, I'm getting a new job. I'm going to your old store and I'm going to be working there. And she said, so I got a better position, and so if I were you, I would think about applying for the manager position because when I head out, they're going to want to find somebody. And I was like, at that time, I'm like, okay. I'm like, I think I could run this department. I know a lot about it, and I certainly do. I know enough about this department that I think I could, make a difference in it. So I went to my new store director, and I said to him, hey, I heard that our manager's leaving, and I think that I could do it, and I think that I'm pretty qualified. So I would like an interview, and is there any way I can be considered for this position? And he said, yeah. He said, fill out this form, and after you fill this form out, I'll talk to you about it. So I filled out basically an application form, filled it out, and I brought it back to him and I talked to him and he said, basically you will get an interview. And not everybody gets promised an interview. You can apply for a position, it doesn't mean you're going to get an interview. But he said to me, you will get an interview. So I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, sweet. They're going to consider me, like, great. But then just the other day, which was Friday, it was yesterday actually. On a Friday, there was a lot of sales going on, and it was a very difficult day in my department. And the more I was working in this department, I was like, man, I'm just an employee, and I'm getting stressed out right now. If I become the manager, everything is going to fall on my shoulders, and this just don't seem like very much fun to me right now. So, once again, I went to our assistant store director, not our store director, but I went to our assistant store director and I just told him, I said, hey man, you know what, I gotta be honest with you, I don't want to sound like someone who flip-flops on things all the time or just seems like indecisive, but I really don't know if I even want this position anymore. And I said, truthfully, it's already stressing me out some days, and I'm not even the manager. And I said, and honestly, it is a grossly underpaid position. Like, I really don't think I even want this anymore. And to my surprise, but also not to my surprise, he straight up looked me in the eye and he said, you know what, dude, I don't blame you. He said, it's a tough position. Not many people even apply for it, which is why you were going to get an interview. We need to find somebody. And he said, and on top of that, basically, this company's cheap. That's what he said. He said, this company's cheap. He said, it's taken me 17 years to start getting paid a decent amount of money. So I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So that's when I realized I think I made a good decision. I don't think that that's what I want to do, and I certainly know that if I was in that position, it would probably be something I'd have to dedicate myself to for a long stretch of time. You can't be too picky in life, but sometimes you can be picky in life, and I want to make a YouTube channel. So that's why I'm making this video now. I already have a fair vision for what I want to do on this channel, and I really think that it could be a great channel. Just based on my vision that I already have, I think that this could be a great channel. So, with that being said, just know that if you're going through anything right now in life, and you're watching this video, life is not easy. You're always going to have your own set of issues. People have terrible issues, and then there's people who have issues that don't seem so terrible, but no matter what, everybody has their own set of problems and challenges. And if you're going through that, you're not alone. I'm going through them myself. But don't be afraid to just decide to do what you want to do. You're not alone, And if I've said anything in this video that resonates with you, and maybe you're going through similar things right now, or maybe you don't know what you want to do with your life, if you're going through anything, relatable, please consider subscribing, because I'm going to be uploading on this channel more frequently, and I would really like to hear from you guys. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and just expect more content coming out of this channel. And that's really the only thing I'm going to promise you guys right now, but I promise you that I have pretty good plans for this channel, and I want to make a difference in people's lives. I have a cousin who has a self-development channel on YouTube, and she loves it, and she's trying to help other people develop themselves. And so that's what I want this channel to be also. I want to be a self-development tutor, I guess. You can call me a tutor. I don't want to call myself a teacher. I don't know. I have plenty of my own problems, and for one example, I drink alcohol a little too often sometimes, and I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be unhealthy like that. And I eat a lot of fast food, which costs a ton of money. That is a lot of money out of your paycheck for you to be eating fast food all the time, and it certainly isn't healthy for you. So that's just two of my, challenges that I deal with. And I'm going to be trying to work on those two things at the very least when I'm on this channel. And I'm going to be giving you guys updates and letting you guys know, hey, it didn't go so well this week. Hey, it went better this week. And just keeping you up to date on what's going on. But anyways, guys, with all of that being said, please consider subscribing to the channel and staying tuned, because I am going to be putting content out, and I think that you guys will be able to appreciate the content. And yeah, thanks for your time, and I hope to talk to you soon.